Welcome to Christoph Hesse Architects, a design studio based in Korbach, Northern Hesse. Atmosphere, materiality and permanence are the key words of our architectural approach. Our aim is to create a balance between everyday life, vita activa, and contemplation, vita contemplativa. The most important question for us is how to transform an abstract space into a unique place that offers orientation and identification. Our ambition is to create atmospheric places that provide existential hold and touch people on an emotional level. We draw inspiration from the cultural and historical context. Our projects are integrated into the landscape, but at the same time contemporary and modern. They are a plea for a design that stimulates imagination by the spirit of the place and the individuality of the clients. We transform phenomenological situations and the client's desires into a place of mental arrival and contemplation. We are a team of about 15 architects. Our design studio is located at the former railway freight station in the center of the city of Korbach and the district of Waldeck. Now I would like to take you on a journey across the region of Sauerland and Waldecker Land. The first house I would like to present belongs to a painter, or actually a young couple from Bromskirchen in northern Hesse. The clients wanted to build a tower as an extension to an existing house from the 60s. The new building was supposed to be an independent object, linked to the old one by a bridge. The young couple was looking for a close connection to the surroundings to ensure a spectacular panorama view over the hilly landscape and the nearby fields. To achieve this goal, we have stacked 4 single rooms on top of each other, which are alternatively introverted and extroverted, and culminate in the spectacular bathroom with a rooftop terrace at the end. In the basement, there is the introverted master bedroom, which is carved into the hill like a cave or a foxhole. On the ground floor, we have the open living and dining area, which is closely connected to the surroundings through a terrace. On the first floor, there is the reclusive library and the TV room detached from the outside world, while at the top there is the extroverted bathroom that opens onto the outside, providing a wide view over the landscape. In the next picture you can see the house from the bottom, its connection to the main building, the opening of the bedroom and the skylight at the top of the tower. In the side view you can visualize the 4 floors with the bathroom that opens up to surroundings. This is the house from the backside, the ground level and the upper floor with the rooftop terrace, the favorite place of the clients. The second building is the house of a farmer, the so-called Villa F. One day the client walked into our office and said, "Christoph, I would like to have a round house." Well, a round house is rather unusual, but that was the exact reason to take on this challenge. It turned out that the client had 2 reasons why he wanted his house to be round. First, when he was sitting down during the construction phase inside the circular walls of one of his biogas plants, he was fascinated by the fundamental effects of the space. Secondly, from an energy efficiency point of view, the surface volume proportion should be ideal. However, since it's rather hard to live in the sphere, the client went for a cylindrical shape. The topography of the surroundings, in particular the slope of the mountains, were echoed by the shape of the roof. In addition, the landscape was drawn into the building, forming lodges and balconies. On the one hand, the house adapts itself to the environment, while on the other hand, it transforms the surroundings and the village in a unique way. What does that mean? The supply and disposal of the building is, due to the biogas system, self-sufficient, therefore off the grid. Meanwhile, through the exemplary ecological nature of this building, the whole village decided to connect to the local heating grid of the farm. By becoming independent of the global market, energy costs were significantly reduced. Due to the savings, all residents of the village have benefited from this solution. In addition, local social and cultural events have been supported. On the ground floor of Villa F, there are the office and technical rooms used for the biogas plant operation. On the first floor, which has a loft-like character, you can find the private living and dining space with attached niches. These include the bedroom, the bathroom and sauna, as well as an open loggia with a pool that offers a wide overview of the surroundings. The interaction between the inside and the outside is the key concept of the building, since it reflects the client's close relationship to the place where they live and work. Here you can see the back set of the building with a horse paddock. The building, as a self-confident, solid object, constitutes a strong feature within the surrounding environment, while at the same time it is closely integrated into it. In the front there is a yard, which makes the building seem open and inviting. The facade of the house is of particular interest. From time to time, the client brings stones from a nearby creek that he finds during his walks and mounts them onto the facade. This leads to a constant change of the external expression of the building. As you can see in this photo, parts of the facade have already been modified this way. Certain fragments of the building, however, will remain free of stones in order to emphasize the pure form of the cylinder. Here you can observe the progress of the work, which leads to exciting interplay between the stones and the plaster, but also between light and shadow. In the next picture you can see the stairs between the ground and the first floor, following the external form of the building. Due to the waste energy of this biogas plant, the element of hot water is of certain importance for the client. Here you can notice the double shower with rooftop light, and in the next picture the pool, in which the water is constantly heated to 38.4 degrees, the client's favorite temperature. This place is directly connected to nature. Here he finds calmness and contemplation. As well as in this case, the distinct wishes of the clients have been the starting point of our design. Of course, in combination with the genius loci, the spirit of the place. First, we drew the building volume according to the required space program. Secondly, we separated the volume into three parts: the left part, the two-story atrium in the center, and the right part. The clients asked us to create view connections to important landmarks, the church in the center of the village and a watchtower on the nearby hill. In order to fulfill this wish, we twisted both wings of the building towards these 2 points. On the ground floor to the left there is the kitchen and dining room. In the middle part, the atrium with the entrance, and to the right side, the living space and the garage. On the first floor, we have placed the bedrooms, private spaces and living room. It was of importance for the owner to have his own workshop space where he could pursue his hobby. As an amateur mechanic, he restores old cars in his leisure time. In order to be able to watch his cars from the inside of the house, he asked for visual connection. Therefore, the wall between the garage and the atrium is made out of glass. The house and the retaining wall create a strong contrast between plaster and natural stone. Due to this, it is integrated and relates to the place where it is located. On the one hand, there is the rustic element of the stone wall, and on the other hand, the abstract object on top of it, the modern house covered with the plaster. The atrium is the client's favorite place. He desired to have a concrete walls there, so that he could observe the interplay of light and shadows on it. This view basically shows the essence of the building, the fusion of the interior into the exterior, the integration of the house into the place where the family grows up and lives. Due to the close connection between inside and outside, the living space provides a feeling of tranquility and contemplation. The next building is the open house. It is called this way as a consequence of being open to everyone, guests, friends and family. It is part of a group project of 19 international architectural studios, titled Ways of Life. Its principal topic is about new forms of living and working in rural areas in the future. How did this project come about? Together with the client, I visited the mayor of the city of Waldeck and asked for 2 plots next to the lake Edersee in the tourist area of Northern Hesse, in the center of Germany. In response, the mayor asked us, how about building 20 houses instead of 2 or 3? It was apparently a surprising reply, and certainly would have been possible for us to design 20 houses. However, it didn't feel right that all projects would have been from the same architect. Therefore, together with a friend of mine from San Francisco, we invited common friends, architects from around the world, to introduce ideas and take part in this project. And so it happened. Each of them designed one house. Part of this project is the open house designed by us. At first, we enclosed the space program into a volume, which we divided into 2 parts to generate an intermediate space. Then we shifted the structure and connected them with a vertical element containing stairs. In this picture, you can see how the house merges into the surroundings with a view to the Lake Edersee and the castle of Waldeck on the other side. In the close-up, you can see that the house is conceived as a monolithic element made out of concrete. One enters the house via external stairs, diving into the underground level. The intended effect is to create the impression of entering into a different world, comparable to the silence and peace of a forest. Here one experiences the nature only in an indirect way, the smell of earth, the light of the sun, and the dripping of the rain entering the vertical shafts. The ground level is an open room without walls. It is formed by concrete floor and ceiling, along with soft elements like trees and curtains. This collective space offers protection, shade and a refreshing breeze. Walking up the stairs, we reach the extroverted upper part of the building, located at the level of treetops. closely connected to the natural surroundings. It is a place designed for getting together, cooking, reading, working and thinking. At the bottom right you can see my most important project ever, my 3 children, Ophelia, Elias and Enna.